The New York Jets are making multiple moves ahead of the first game this season, as with a huge update to this team that nobody wanted to see. Now the Jets have made some adjustments with Elijah Vera Tucker's injury in mind for this situation, while also this is making Jets fans wonder about the future of some other players, namely some veterans on this team, and we are going to discuss all that. There's a lot to go over with this situation, as obviously when the Jets lost Elijah Vera Tucker, it was a hugely negative thing with the team. We've seen Tucker get injured a lot with the Jets, and this is another year that he's going to miss the entirety of. So once again, we see Elijah Vera Tucker go down, and the Jets' plans have had to change. Obviously, he's not going to be on the 53-man roster in that case, so the Jets have made some moves to optimize this roster and try to continue to win games. But guys, before we fully jump into everything, make sure to subscribe if you are part of that 69% that is not subscribed to Jets Digest. We got daily Jets videos that you do not want to miss out on. We're giving you a Jets update every single day, usually from that, but I'm still here. I'm still around, guys. But when it comes down to it, let's jump into this thing because the Jets, there's a lot to talk about. Look, as we all know, the New York Jets play their first game of this new era tomorrow. Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and the rest of the veterans are out, and in comes this young unit headlined by new first-time head coach Aaron Glenn. Glenn and the Jets look a lot different from what they did last year. Instead of having high expectations with a group of veterans where it felt like the Jets would be able to break the playoff drought, they're back in a rebuild once again. Aaron Glenn's the head coach. Everything he's done so far has made him feel like the Jets finally got this hiring process right. On top of that, what we've also seen, and also quick shout out to the 33rd team, which is headlined by a former Jets GM, but also just a whole crew of people who also helped Washington get back on track and helped them do their hirings, and they did the same with the Jets. They were a consulting team as well, and what they were able to do was huge for New York going forwards, as long as this does work, so I do want to mention that. But with the Jets specifically in mind, things start tomorrow, and they will be without one of their best offensive linemen, as guard Elijah Vera Tucker, as we all know, is out for the entire season after an injury to his arm that, yeah, it sucks. It feels like we're likely never going to see Elijah Vera Tucker, AVT, back in a Jets jersey, and they did make a subsequent move on top of this to add a new player to the team. As it was revealed by the Jets, who announced that the Jets have elevated Tyler Johnson from the practice squad for Sunday's season opener against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The team also placed right guard Elijah Vera Tucker on the injured reserve. Johnson, 6'1", 208 pounds, was signed by the Jets as an unrestricted free agent in March and recorded 2 catches for 27 yards in preseason action. The Minnesota product was originally selected by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the 5th round of the 2020 NFL Draft. A final cut by Tampa Bay in 2022, he signed with Houston for the 2022 season, was waived in October, and returned to the Bucs via their practice squad. After a brief offseason stop with Las Vegas, he signed with the Los Angeles Rams for the 2023-24 season. Johnson has played in 49 NFL games and has 76 receptions for 828 yards, which is 10.9 yards per catch, and also has 4 touchdowns across these 5 seasons. Now, the Jets also continued to mention that Jets head coach Aaron Glenn said Thursday that right guard AVT sustained a triceps injury this week in practice and will miss the 25-26 NFL season. He added that rehab is expected to take approximately 7 months. A first-round pick out of the Jets in number 14 overall in the 2021 NFL Draft, AVT was 6'5", 308 pounds, started all 43 of the games he's appeared in over the past 4 seasons. He's displayed his offensive lineman versatility when called on, logging starts at every position except for center since his rookie season, and starting at right guard and left tackle in 2022. He is the longest tenured Jets offensive lineman and was slated to start between either Joe Tippmann and Josh Myers at center and right tackle rookie Armand Membo. As we know, the Jets, they have a very young offensive line team. Obviously, they have 2 nice offensive linemen who are centers in both Myers and Joe Tippmann. So AVT, his job is likely going to be taken over by Josh Myers. It feels like Joe Tippmann was going to be the starting center. Everything sort of showed that, even though there was a lot of competition from Josh Myers. But now Myers will likely play at that right guard spot. If he could play center, he could definitely jump in at right guard. And it's important to have a veteran out there, especially considering the fact that maybe even Tippmann moves there, but I imagine that Myers will be the guard there. But I mean, you got rookie Armand Membo on the right side. You have a left tackle in Olu Fashion, who going into his second year, who looks absolutely phenomenal. The team looks good overall. There's a young offensive line group with still 4 young offensive linemen on the team, and obviously John Simpson's not old at all as well, 27 years old. He's in the prime of his career. He's another great guard. The Jets' offensive line still looks good. Myers was an excellent signing by the Jet, and it's about to show why when he's an everyday player for them going throughout the season, as long as he does stay healthy, which is really, really important for Justin Fields, who has struggled mightily when he doesn't have a good offensive line. Like, obviously, every quarterback does, but Fields is a little bit worse than everyone would. He really needs a good offensive line. It's just the style of play that he is, especially the way that he likes to run the ball. But with the Jets, with this offensive line, it's still a blow because how important AVT is to this team. But just looking at the positive stuff of this, we do see Tyler Johnson join a Jets unit that does have a very thin wide receiver room. As mentioned earlier, he has 828 career yards with 76 receptions, which is 10.9 yards per reception and 4 touchdowns throughout his career. Johnson has never really had a major role with any team, though he did actually get moments with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers throughout his first 2 seasons in the NFL. He picked up a Super Bowl ring in this time too, so he's a man who's come into the NFL and is accustomed to winning games. He spent the entire time of his career with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who were successful, obviously, throughout, the Tom Brady era that obviously wasn't very long, those 3 years, and then after that, the Baker Mayfield stuff where they continued to be successful. The Bucs have been a successful team throughout Tyler Johnson's career. Outside of that, he's been with the Rams, who have been mainly a success story as well. So what we're seeing is a guy who's been playing on winning teams. He understands winning cultures. He knows what it's like to be on a winning team and how to participate even if he's not going to be a really, really important piece. But with the Jets, he does have that chance considering the thinness of this Jets depth chart. When we look at just their wide receiver room, it's not exactly something you're going to jump out of your chair for. Obviously, Garrett Wilson is phenomenal, but outside of that, we see Josh Reynolds as the wide receiver 2 and Alan Lazard as the wide receiver 3 before them, behind them, there's Arian Smith and then Tyler Johnson. So, obviously, we're not rooting for injuries here, but if an injury happens, then Johnson could get some actual burn. And there's also the other thing to mention. We've seen Alan Lazard in trade talks for ever, and as long as that's the case, what we're going to continue to see is Alan Lazard just continue to have this weird role with the Jets where he is an all right receiver as long as he's not, using stone hands to try to catch the ball and they're not moving, bouncing off his hands. We know how that goes. But when it comes down to this unit, it wouldn't be shocking to see Alan Lazard get traded at any point. Josh Reynolds isn't getting moved, but Lazard very well might be. And then the lineup, or the depth chart, thins out once again. And we would likely see Arian Smith or Tyler Johnson, whoever's playing better in practice, get that role going into that third wide receiver, which is obviously going to be on the field in some sets. So when we see there are some formations. But with all that in mind, it is going to be interesting to see how the Jets navigate this. Lazard is someone who doesn't have a ton of trade value right now, but also is an important player going forwards for the Jets and for wherever he is. He has a career of 3,000 yards, 27 touchdowns. He was great in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers throwing him the ball. Moved over to the Jets, and his numbers have taken a bit of a dip from what we've seen, going from a guy who put up nearly 800 yards in his best season before he hit free agency, going down to 311 with the Jets, and then 530. With the Jets, he's at 841 yards. The season before that, he had 788, so obviously he's had a drop-off since going to the Jets. But now we will see if he continues to sort of end up on the trade block. That'll also depend on how the Jets are doing throughout the season. If they're good, if Lazard's playing well, they're obviously not going to move him. But if Lazard's playing poorly and the Jets are, or not even if Lazard's playing poorly, if the Jets are playing poorly, if they're losing games, they're going to try to trade him for literally anything. Even if you're trading Lazard in the 7th for a 6th, they'll do the deal. Especially, obviously, the cap space stuff, that gets implicated and stuff as well, so it might be a cap dump at the end of the day, but the Jets' books are clean enough where they wouldn't necessarily have to do that, but we'll see how that obviously goes down going forwards. And on top of everything, we do have a comment from Aaron Rodgers regarding the whole situation, and he said, when it comes to who's going to be up as far as the offensive line, I'm still getting that evaluated. AVT was a big player for us, but we have to continue to keep rolling. So we're going to see exactly who the Jets put out there in tomorrow's game. It's going to have a huge impact on everything that's going down. If you're watching this on Sunday, September 7th, you've made it. New York Jets football is back, for better or for worse. We will be back. We're still here. We're still always having fun, and we're going to keep having fun on this channel. Guys, it's time for a clean slate, at least for another 15 or so hours, and that from the time of recording and releasing this. But we're going in with hope because there's no reason not to hope. The new era, you never know what could happen. It's the beauty of the beginning of a season in sports. You never know the Cinderella story and if it's going to be your team. Guys, we're all rooting for it. Let's see it happen. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Jets.